Welcome to another book review, and today we are going to be reviewing The Accidental Pinup by Miss Danielle Jackson. First things first, it's not that thick of a book. I ended up finishing it in about 8 hours or so. Rating it right off the bat, 1 out of 5. I would give it a 4. And I'm not being generous. I would give it a 4. But before we get too far, like I typically do, we're just going to discuss what it's about. So, it follows along two rival photographers, one named Cassie, the other one named Reid. Cassie is African American, and Reid is Caucasian. So, a lot of themes in this book are basically body positivity, self-love, just pure the courage to be yourself, stay true to yourself, and allowing yourself to be loved. And that is for the hero and the heroine. Cassie has her own boudoir photography business. She has a best friend named Dana, who's social influencer, guru, as you could say. Dana's on the verge of launching her own clothing line. Now, in the past and present, Cassie's been her photographer for all of her social media stills, picturesque types of things. Well, on the verge of her launch of her lingerie line, she becomes pregnant. And not like any kind of pregnant, like basically high-risk pregnancy. So right at the point where things are getting hectic, at the brink of her launch, where she has to do a lot of photo shoots, publicity, all that lovely stuff, she is put on bed rest. So, because Cassie is her best friend, her number one person, she asks Cassie to model in it, per se. So, where Reid comes in, the basically more bigger lingerie line, who is basically launching Dana's lingerie line, is Lux Lingerie. Reid, who's like the photography guy in that town, he's been working with Lux for like years. He has his separate things going on, but that is his job as well. And the style that's favored for that town, Reid is the go-to guy. Now, where they become rivals. Every job that Cassie has gone for, Reid has happened to get it. She feels it's a race thing. He is unaware of any of this. He just knows that they've crossed paths. Their names have crossed paths in the past. So, it's more of like a rivalry of Cassie against Reid, instead of it being like both of them going at each other, type of thing. So, Reid's whole ordeal is he just works. He's good. He's a photographer. He's good at it. He just goes around making his money. So this, for Lux Lingerie to hit him up, it's a common thing. He just doesn't think anything of it. He knows certain formalities have to happen, and this and that. Well, and this is not a spoiler. You can honestly read this in the back of the book and reviews wherever you decide to buy this book. So basically where they meet is Cassie ends up doing the modeling. At first she was unsure because she didn't want to take away from her being seen as a serious photographer. But she ends up doing, agreeing to the modeling thing, and they meet. She wanted to be the head photographer, but with just certain things that happen, Dana encourages her just to be the model and the art director of the launch, of the shoot, of the main coup de grace of the launching of her lingerie line. She agrees. So that makes Reid the head photographer. Naturally, she still has her reservations about Reid because she's like, because of you, I'm not seen at my full potential that I want to be seen in. Because of you, I'm basically only seen as this well-respected, very talented boudoir photographer. Because her business is booming. She has assistants and a whole crew underneath her. Like, she can't, like, her business is her income, which is a blessing. So, back to them. So when they meet, she basically kind of just like, I don't like you. He's like, what's the deal? Why don't you like me? I'm just here to do my job. Da, da, da. So the underlying factor of all this is Reid. He's easygoing, real chill kind of guy. He's asked as well by the competitor, by the not the competitor, by the company to kind of keep an eye on Cassie. You know, he sees it as babysitting, but you know, basically to really keep an eye on Cassie. So as they're working on this launch, you know, sparks start flying. They start liking each other. Cassie doesn't know she wants to act on it because this is a guy who basically has stolen job after job from her. Reid's just like, I've never had these feelings before. Cassie's so down to earth and so amazing. Her vibe is so positive, and she's just like illuminates everywhere she goes. I just like her. I want to be around her more, and the fact that I get to work with her is amazing. That's basically what the book is about. So, all things aside, spice level 1 to 5. 1 being a simple kiss, 5 being like super raunchy, like there's nothing left to the imagination. I would give it like a 3.5. Yeah, about 3.5 compared to things I've read in the past. Is it a good book? Yes, it was utterly amazing. It's a pure rom-com. I can see this as being made into a movie. R-rated movie. But I can see it as being made into a movie. I love the message. I love the supporting characters. I honestly think there's going to be a spin-off or sequels, not about Cassie and Reid, but just of the supporting characters, just how it was written. For it to be this thin, there's a lot of things in there. But yeah, I loved it, and I think it'd be something that a lot of people would like to read because just from Cassie's points of view, I resonated with a lot of it. I also love how Danielle Jackson, she, without it being outright, hey, this is Cassie's point of view, hey, this is Reid's point of view, she does give light into their inner monologue, which was very refreshing to read with the style of writing. Yeah, so if you haven't checked it out, I got this from Target, only $13, but you can definitely get it on Kindle for I think $2.99, $3.99 if you absolutely want to just read it. Or if you're out at Target, check it out. Like, pick it up, read the back, and see what you think as well. I hope this inspires you to pick it up. Thank you for watching.